2024 and we're still committing hate hoaxes? Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about yet another hate hoax attempt, or maybe even a legitimate hate crime, this time out there in West Hollywood, Los Angeles, California. Now, here's the story, and it's so unbelievable, it's believable at this point, if that makes any sense. So a Jewish woman reported seeing a man on their camera, her doorbell camera, coming up to her home and pulling out a Sharpie and then drawing a swastika on her package of soda. Apparently, she had some Uber Eats or Instacart food delivery service bring groceries to her front door. And this guy did this for what reason? I don't really know right now. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But she confronted this man as he had just got done doing it. Now, the person's name is Mark Nakagawa. He is a president of the United Methodist Church. And I am not making this up. I am not telling you a lie. That is who did this. Why did he do it? What was the intention? What was the purpose? I can't tell. But we're going to talk a lot about him and his church and his beliefs. But first things first, let's check out the actual news clip. If you want to see the full clip without my commentary, link as always will be in the description. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Only on KCAL News, hateful symbols drawn on a woman's groceries, and she caught her neighbor in the act.
KCAL News reporter Lori Paris spoke with her and that neighbor about this disturbing behavior.
Okay, so I talked to him. I got to see the interview. I got to see them talk to Mr. Mark Nakagawa.
Is there a problem?
What?
Is there a problem?
No.
Was that a Nazi thing?
No.
What is that?
I'm just walking by here. I don't know.
I saw you.
That was the moment on December 5th when Leah Grossman confronted her neighbor, Mark Nakagawa, seconds after her doorbell camera captured him leaning down and writing a swastika on a box of seltzer.
It's like, what are you doing? And then he's talking about, oh, nah, I was just walking by. I didn't do anything. Like, she sees you right here on camera doing it, and we're going to get a better camera view in just a minute. Y'all hang tight.
At her front door. Listen as he insists he doesn't know anything about it.
I have a camera. Like, what is that? What did you draw there?
I don't know.
And I just shattered. I just fell to pieces. And like, I've never shook like that before. Like my like toes were shaking.
Now, I got a question. If this guy is our neighbor, I'm sure that he has seen her before. Maybe he knows who she is. So was it a hate hoax, or was he really doing that because he didn't like her? Like, what's really going on here? That's what I want to know. And I hope they ask Mr. Nakagawa that question, because inquiring minds want to know. Let's keep on rocking.
I get emotional thinking about it because it reminds me of like all the people I know and like my family and my children.
A single Jewish mom raising two boys under 12 suddenly faced with what she saw as anti-Semitism at her door. She says it happened not long after she says Nakagawa called her a fascist in a homeowners association meeting.
See. Look, you got the flag outside of your door. He knows who you are. He didn't already called you a fascist. This was him just attacking her, trying to intimidate her. That's what this was.
For hanging this flag after the attacks in Israel. When we went to ask him about it, he told us she called him a fascist, but didn't deny writing the symbol, trying to tell me he wanted to educate her about the history of it as a Buddhist symbol of love.
No way. No, sir, really? Is that what we're going to go with? It's a Buddhist symbol of love? Like, sir, come on, man. Y'all already had a history, some kind of tension. You don't really like her too much. Y'all done already had an argument. Come on, man. Stop playing games.
At 10:15 at night, and initially denying he knew anything about it. You certainly knew what she was going to think about it.
I don't know what she was going to think about it. Again,
you knew what she was going to think about it. You put a swastika on a Jewish person's belonging, they're going to think you're trying to intimidate them. And
that's exactly what that was. 100% what that was. Come on, man.
It's a symbol of hate. It's recognized as a symbol of hate. Until last year, Nakagawa was listed as a pastor and senior leader in LA's United Methodist Church. He repeatedly insisted he did not know how she'd react. Sir, I frankly just don't buy it. There's no way that you thought writing that was like extending some sort of lesson about the origins of the swastika.
Right. The way I went about it, in hindsight, the way I went about it was not the right way to go about it. It was bad judgment on my part. I realize that.
What's going on in the world has really opened up just a crevasse of anti-Semitism. And I think people feel really emboldened to push Jewish people around. People just shouldn't get away with this.
There is a real movement by some to take back the swastika as a sacred symbol.
Man, come on, like, let's stop playing games. I'm gonna go ahead and just pause that right there. Like, that's not really a real thing. He did that because he didn't like her. They already had their argument. There was already some tension going on. That's what happened. Now, let's take a look at Mr. Nakagawa, okay? So you see this right here. This is the original video, okay? He's walking up to the actual door, and then he pulls out a Sharpie from his pocket. So this is a planned thing that he did. And then he just kneels down, bends over, and draws a swastika right there. But she's looking at you on the camera. She's probably on the couch, chilling, sitting down. She gets a notification, and she's like, hey, what's going on? What are you doing? And then he just walks the other direction. It's like, sir, I can see you. All right, what kind of idiot are you?
I'm just walking by here.
I saw you. I have a camera. Like, what is that? What did you draw there?
I don't know.
Well, can you tell me what that shape is?
Mm-mm.
You can't tell me what that shape is?
No.
Yeah, I don't know what the shape is. I don't know what happened. I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing. Don't mind me. Now, let's take a look. So that's him, Mr. Mark Nakagawa, pastor man, preacher man, and there is the actual symbol. Is that swastika correct? I'm not really sure. It looks a little janky. Maybe I'm just not seeing it properly. I don't really know, but usually when you get people to do stuff like this, they cannot draw it properly. All right. Now, here is a little bit more about him. He's a leftist leader of a woke Methodist church, and he got caught engaging in the hate crime hoax to frame phantom white supremacists. Well, I don't think it was about that. I don't think it was about trying to frame white people. I think it was about him just trying to intimidate her because he didn't like her because of their previous history. Okay. So this is Mr. Mark Nakagawa posting this. I'm not quite sure that's the same person. It may or may not be, but you have rejoicing the birth of a brown-skinned Middle Eastern undocumented immigrant. There we go. All right. I think that might be him, just a younger picture. All right. Talking about Biden, Democrats, all that good stuff. That's Mr. Mark Nakagawa. Okay. So that's him, president of United Methodist. So you got Mr. Pastor Man, preacher man out here trying to intimidate his neighbors. That's not very Christ-like, sir. That's not very Christ-like. You're supposed to love your neighbor and, take care of your neighbor. You shouldn't be out there drawing swastikas trying to intimidate and thou shalt not bear false witness. You shouldn't be out there just lying and telling stories. When she confronts you, you talking about something, I don't know what happened. I don't know who did what, all this, that, and the third. It's crazy. It's totally crazy. But hey, it is what it is. I'm not surprised at all. 2024 and in previous years, ever since Juicy Smollett and even before him, there's been plenty of hate hoaxers just like this. I'm not surprised in the least bit. Now, as I close, I want to say this. Shout out to everyone who doesn't do dumb things like this. Look, you got a problem with somebody and you confronted them, just let that be that. Now you want to escalate and do different things. See, now you're getting into a dangerous level, okay? Because it could have been somebody in the house with the young lady and they could have done something to you. See, just go ahead. You had an argument, whatever, leave it alone. Don't escalate. Don't do things like this. Don't try to engage in hate hoaxes, especially Mr. Pastor Man, preacher man. You out of everybody should know better, but obviously you don't. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on Mr. Mark Nakagawa, the pastor man, president of United Methodist Church? What's your take on him drawing the janky swastika outside of the Jewish lady's home that he already knew, who we already had a history with, who we already didn't like, who we already had an argument and a confrontation with? Do you think it was a hoax trying to frame the white man, or do you think it was a matter of intimidation? What was the reason behind this, in your opinion? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. This is a clear attempt at trying to intimidate the young lady because he doesn't like her. That's just really the long and short of that. It's really crazy. My thing is, if you got a problem with somebody, Go ahead and talk to him. Speak in a civil manner. Don't be drawing swastikas or writing, racial slurs or anything like that. And then you try to say, oh, it wasn't me, especially when you are allegedly a man of God. You, out of everybody else, should know better. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.